It is Sunday, September 21st, and the Yankees were taking on the Orioles in the final game of a 4-game set, and perhaps the final time they'll put on road grays all year. We got Terrence Kem here to talk about it. We had Cam Schlittler on the mound, pitchers dual action, my recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. TK, now I have to go full screen for a second because we get a lot of complaints that when have a guest on and the Yankees win that I don't wear the victory hat. But I just want you guys to see. Oops, that's the wrong thing. Here we go. That it's on the pumpkin here. We got the jack-o'-lantern wearing the victory hat today. So we got a quick glance at Juan Soto because we were talking about Juan Soto's stats, how he had more home runs with the Mets than he actually did with the Yankees, which we found kind of surprising. But we're here to talk about the Yankees. Obviously, big game. If the Yankees had lost that game, I mean, the division is completely out of play. But the Jays won today, and the Yankees were able to keep pace. And so now, with just a 2-game deficit, the Yankees head home. They have a day off tomorrow. And then they got 3 against the White Sox and 3 against Baltimore. If the Yankees go 6-0, I think they might actually do it. Because the Jays have not been playing great. They almost blew that game to the Royals today. What do you think? Do we have a shot? Did we say RIP Division too early?
A very much outside shot. Like you need help, and anytime you need help, it's obviously unlikely. But crazier things have happened. You got to win out, obviously, and you need the Red Sox to beat up on the Jays, and that's whether or not they can do it. I mean, the Red Sox are still playing for something, right? They're playing for a wild card spot, so maybe. But who knows? It's funny. Like Toronto, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. It's all like they're all like within 4.5, 5 games of each other. So it's nuts. Pretty tight division race this year.
We got a comment here from Apex Calibre who says, no more platooning Rice. Agree or disagree? I mean, you just don't see Austin Wells have games like Ben Rice has. This is his second 4-hit game of the year. Obviously a humongous grand slam late in the game for Ben Rice. I mean, I think you go with Ben Rice in the postseason pretty much every single time, right? I mean, unless it's a tough righty and then you go with you go with Rice at first and Austin Wells behind the dish, and you probably sit Paul Goldschmidt. But I don't know, man. I feel like even off a tough righty, you could go with Dominguez in left and Grisham in center and Bellinger at first. Sit Goldschmidt, have Rice play, and then you lose Wells. But there's a lot of different ways that this could go, TK.
Yeah, a lot of different ways that they could handle it for sure. But I think this is just like a this season problem. I kind of see Ben Rice as being probably the everyday first baseman next season. Goldschmidt's contract is up. And that's why I feel like we've discussed this before, but who are the Yankees like more likely to move on from, either Volpe or Wells? I think the answer is Volpe, just because they'll probably move Rice over to first and Wells will be back at the everyday catcher position, right? So,
yeah. And
you got Caballero who had a good game, made things happen. That bunt, what was that, in the 7th inning? And then they overthrow first and he takes second, just kind of like manufacturing.
Great catch, too.
In there.
He had a great catch. He had a great catch there in the 10th inning, too, on the pop-up. I mean, the game was decided at that point, but that was a big out because Doval had some trouble. But let's go ahead and recap the game. Let's get you the key takeaways. I almost said the TK takeaways.
Should rename it that.
Yeah, we should. Anyway, so, I was kind of worried about today because Bradish is a really good pitcher, and the Yankees offense didn't do much against him. This was a pitcher's duel for the first several innings. Yankees only had 1 hit through the first 5 2/3 innings, and it was a Ben Rice single. Rice was the story today. He had 4 hits. Ryan McMahon made a really nice play at third base, showed off a great arm as usual, but the dude's offense has just been awful, dude. Like I don't even know if you can bring him back, even though he's under contract. He's just been awful offensively, man. He 0 for 1 today. He didn't have a walk, but hitting just .214 on the season now with a .690 OPS. Are you disappointed in what we've gotten from McMahon? I mean, at least he's catching the ball, right?
I'm not disappointed because he made a great play in the field today. He's played a really good third, and that's something that they really needed. Offensively, would I like to see more? Yeah, definitely. I'd like to see more, but he's been really good in the field, and I will take that. Just because the Yankees have other bats, and it's not like you're really relying on him to mash. But like, look, he's under contract, and next he can play first base as well as like an option. But like next season, if he hits me like 230, if he hits 230 with 20 home runs and great third base defense, like I'll take that all day. Yeah.
Yeah. Action VJ says this was a great team win. Whole bench was used. And Genergy says, let's go Bombers. 2 more bombs today. So Judge got hit by a pitch in the 6th inning, hit him just below the elbow. He's going to be fine, but that scared the hell out of me anytime Judge gets hit by a pitch. Ben Rice also got the second hit of the game, opposite field single to score Trent Grisham, who had just almost gotten doubled off of second base the play before. Baseball's a game of inches. If that doesn't happen, game probably ends 1-0 Orioles, right? I mean, Rice had kind of slowed down, but him heating up is like a huge X factor for me in the playoffs. If he's hitting, he makes a big difference. Obviously, you want Judge hitting, you want Stanton hitting, but you need like 1 or 2 other threats from the left side, right? A Ben Rice, a Trent Grisham, a Cody Bellinger. Give me any 2 of those guys hitting in conjunction with Judge and Stanton, and the Yankees might actually do some real damage in the postseason. Bullpen's going to be an issue, but it seems like they're kind of, rounding into form here over the last few days. Obviously, the big swing of the day was Ben Rice with the grand slam in the 10th inning.
That's a grand slam. Hey now, goodbye. Grand slam. It's a grand slam.
The Yankees put up 6 runs in the 10th inning. We had a couple other takeaways. I thought Dominguez had some nice moments today. He hit one really well from the left side that got run down. He also beat out an infield little ground ball. Devin Williams threw the hell out of the baseball today. He was fantastic. Would it be crazy if he pitches great in the playoffs and is like, what if he's the guy? What if he's him in the playoffs? Would you bring him back? Answer the question, good.
No. Stop.
Anyway,
No,
happy birthday. Happy birthday to Devin Williams. I almost gave him the belt. If Rice hadn't hit the grand slam, if Rice had hit a base hit or something, Devin Williams was getting the belt, I promise you. But the Yankees win this one.
Ball game over. Yankees win. Yankees win. You're a winner.
David Bednar threw the ball well today. Doval was, Doval. He was good stuff, but scares the hell out of you out there.
Yeah.
And the Yankees pick up a must-win game, so that's good. 87 wins now on the season, and those of you who remember the 2000 season will know that the Yankees won the World Series with 87 wins that year. So, this team clearly has had its problems, but they're capable of going deep in the playoffs if they get everybody going the way they should go. I mean, if I'm saying you get Bellinger, Grisham, Rice, give me 2 of those guys swinging the bat well, and give me Judge and Stanton, or even Judge or Stanton. But give me both of those guys hitting at the same time for the first time ever, and give me 2 lefties hitting the ball really well, and the offense is going to be trouble because they're going to draw walks, right? This team gets on base. The question is, are they going to hit the home runs, right? That they're not going to lace a bunch of singles together. Give me some guys that are hitting long ball and guys drawing the walks, and maybe this team does some damage. Belt today. TK, you want to do the honors?
Mr. Benaros.
And he now is moving up the belt rankings, and he has tied Aaron Judge with 5.5. And they both split. I believe the only time I split a belt this year was those 2 guys. So it worked out evenly. So I might retroactively just give them both a full belt and just make a gigantic tie at 6. Just because nothing matters. The points, this whole system doesn't matter. It's all for fun. But great job by Ben Rice today. One thing we didn't talk about is Cam Schlittler, who threw the ball really well today. Didn't get any help from his offense. He pitched well enough to get a win. 5 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 89 pitches, 56 strikes. He had 9 swings and misses. I thought that the fastball is obviously always great, but the breaking ball, the weapons that he's been using have been much improved. So nice performance by him. TK, how are you ranking your playoff rotation? I mean, do you go with a rookie Cam Schlittler in Game 3 and a must-win against the Boston Red Sox? Or do you go with somebody who's got more experience like Luis Gil or, even Will Warren has more experience, has never pitched in the postseason, but he's had a ton of trouble with the Red Sox. Like, how would you go? This is a difficult problem. I mean, maybe you even go with like Max Fried in Game 1 and then like Schlittler in Game 2 and then keep Rodon in there for like a must-win Game 3 where you would possibly have the advantage. And that way, if you win in 2 games, you have an ace ready to go Game 1 in the division series. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's probably the way I'd go. I'd rather have a Carlos Rodon pitching a must-win situation, I think, just because, he's got the notches on the belt, if you will. But to me, like in terms of the three-man rotation for the playoffs, it's going to come down to Schlittler and Gil. I probably give the nod to Luis Gil if he's healthy. But it's funny, right? Because Luis Gil, like, his stuff does play really well in the bullpen in the playoffs. And I think Cam Schlittler also, his stuff plays well in the bullpen. So bottom line, though, I think both of those guys will pitch postseason innings. I just don't know if it's going to be out of the bullpen or if they're going to be starting games. But I think you give the nod to Luis Gil as the third guy. And like you said, you would start him at Game 2 and have Rodon maybe pitch a Game 3 just so it lines up better for the next series. But that's probably the way that I lean towards it, honestly.
Yeah. So I misspoke earlier. It's actually 88 wins for the Yankees. I was looking at the standings, which usually update right after the game on Baseball Theater and just reading off the script. But it is win number 88 for the Yankees. So they've already passed their 2,000 win total. I think the over-under for them this year was 89.5, like their official over-under. So they're probably going to go over unless they completely collapse here during this homestand.
That was after Cole went down, the 89.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, they're going to overachieve, I think, a little bit. But, hey, nice performance by Cam Schlittler. And it's time for everybody's favorite segment, State of the Yanks.
State of the Yanks.
All right, so 6 games remaining. We got Aaron Judge trying to beat out Cal Raleigh for the MVP. I could see him going off against like the White Sox and Orioles down the stretch here. Like, I could see him in 6 games hitting 4 home runs. Like, I could see him doing that. That would give him like 53 if he gets pitched to, but they have no reason not to pitch him. We saw the Orioles go right after him today. He's going to be at home. He's going to be, digging the energy. The Yankees are trying to round into form here for the postseason, and he's trying to get locked in. I can see him going nuts this week. We're closing in on 430 home run guys, which is interesting. And we're done with the road. And we might be done with the road for the entire, depending on how the wild card round goes, or, perhaps if the Yankees make it to the division series, they'll play another road game. But if they play in a wild card and lose both or lose 2 out of 3, then this is it for the road Grays this year, which is hard to believe. But what are your thoughts with 6 games remaining on just the 2025 season as a whole?
God, the 2020, what a weird season, I feel like. But they got to go at least 4-2 to me. At least go 4-2 because you need to lock down home field advantage in the playoffs. I feel like this was a typical kind of 2020s Aaron Boone Yankee season. You started off really good. You were kind of running away with the division. Then they were really bad during the months of pretty much June and July. Pretty 500 in August, and then playing better in September. Like the Yankees. It's kind of a
every year. It's a big U right in the middle of the season.
Yeah, every year. So I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's, and I can't really think of any major injuries in the middle of the season. Like, you had Stanton that was gone for the first part of the season. Cole obviously went down, but Aaron Judge only went on like the 10-day IL or something like that. It wasn't like any critical major injuries. Maybe Jazz Chisholm missed a month there. But other than that, they've been relatively healthy. So I guess that's a win because injuries have been a problem for this team. But
I mean, they lost
I don't know
Clark
why that
Schmidt.
is, Derek.
They lost Clark Schmidt
They did
middle of the
lose Clark
season.
Schmidt, yes.
Yeah, that
But
was a big
Schlittler
one.
came in there and filled the role, like pretty much picked it up. Like I don't
Right.
even miss Schmidt.
Right, yeah, I mean, you forgot all about him. I mean, if you
Yeah.
had told me that Clark Schmidt was going to have a 3.27 ERA for the rest of the season, at the time he got injured, I would have signed up for it, which is exactly the ERA that Cam Schlittler has put up. So, and to a certain degree, I think Cam Schlittler's pitched better because he goes deeper into games a lot of times, right? We've seen him go six innings a couple of times. I mean, we hardly ever saw Clark Schmidt do that, but I still like Schmitty and I miss him. But let's take a couple of voicemails here.
All right. How about some love for Devin Williams? What a job there. All season, we've been giving it to Devin Williams, but how about striking out the side in the 8th inning? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, what a performance by Devin Williams. We have to give credit where credit's due. And yeah, that's what I was going to say. And I hope it's a great end to his Yankees career this year.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
Smoke. The Yankees are surprisingly actually not losing this game. Brad took a great game, but Benito Rice, man, this kid is special. He's going to be a big part of our success in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, Ben Rice is the real deal, man. I mean, he's just such a consistent hitter. He's hit the ball really hard all season. You know what, TK? Give me your thoughts on him. I'm going to pull up his StatCast numbers.
Oh, I'm literally looking up his Savant page. Yeah, but I'm really excited, dude. His Savant page, like if you take away his like profile, his name with his picture, that looks like Aaron Judge or Bobby Witt or Shohei Ohtani. It looks like that. A lot of red up there. It's pretty insane to see. I think you got to find a way for him to get everyday at-bats next season. I mean, he's pretty much had that this season as well, but I'm talking in the lineup every single day.
Every day,
So
every day.
that's probably going to be rotating between first, catching, and DH next season, I would assume. Obviously, health is going to play a factor in that. But yeah, Paul Goldschmidt's not going to come back. That was sort of like a stopgap first base situation. So definitely don't expect him back. But yeah, Ben Rice probably going to be the everyday first baseman. The final thing for him is, kind of put the defense together, right? Like kind of, get a little bit more comfortable. I don't need him to be a Gold Glover. I just need him to be adequate, and he's been solid, but there's been a couple plays here and there, a couple scoops that he's missed, but that's all I really need for him to work on.
First base is not a difficult position to get good at. I've seen guys do it because you just got to get really good at picking, right? You don't have to worry about your practicing your throws that often, right? I mean, how often does a first baseman throw? I mean, there's not a ton of plays that they're involved in relay-wise. I mean, right field to home, but most of the time at Yankee Stadium, Judge is going to go, from right, or Bellinger, whoever's playing out there, is going to go all the way on that throw anyway because it's not far. I think that he could be a good first baseman if he put the time in. I do think that the Yankees like Austin Wells. Like he does have some power. He drives in runs. I think there's more in there offensively, but he's got to get away from that home run or nothing approach. He needs to work with Bellinger on kind of like a 2-strike approach, right? Because every swing is like that gargantuan launch the ball to right field swing. And when he does take it to left field, it's in the air, which is not good at Yankee Stadium, right? It's not a good place to hit the ball in the air the other way.
Valley out there.
Right. I want to see more line drives from him. I want to see a contact approach. But again, a lot of ways the Yankees could go.
I'll throw this at you though, Derek. The one thing with Ben Rice kind of playing first base is are you starting to think about Aaron Judge at first base as a future? He injured his arm.
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. How are you going to kind of go about that?
I'm thinking about it, but, he doesn't need surgery. They say it's just a flexor strain. It's not like a UCL. So you hope that just he rests it over the winter. I would love to see him transition to first base eventually, but I've been calling that for years, and the Yankees never do it. I mean, this guy played center field last year. Yeah. He's still obviously athletic enough to play the outfield. He's still a plus defender. Maybe when the defense starts to fall off in right field, maybe you move him. But I think the Yankees will try and get someone else at first base next year. Quick word from DraftKings, and I'll be back to wrap it up with TK here on Pinstripe
Your
Territory.
season, your shot. The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FOUL. That's code FOUL to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Brian Bashman brings up a great point, too, that we didn't mention. You know, Judge can DH once Stanton is gone. He's only got 2 years left on his deal. Judge will be like, 35 at that point, 36, something like that. I mean, I could see him sliding over to be a DH for the final 4 or 5 years of his career. That's absolutely in play. But until then, you know, the Yankees are going to have to make a decision at first base. And I agree with you. I think it's going to be Ben Rice, and I think they're going to keep Austin Wells. You know, just the left-handed bats in Yankee Stadium. The Yankees are a home run hitting team. They've always been a home run hitting team, and I think they're going to continue to try and hit home runs. 7-3 road trip. How you feeling with 1 week left in the season? How deep are we going in the playoffs, man? Where do you stand?
You know, I just want to point out also Action VJ was saying, you know, the Yankees should maybe look into like a veteran catcher to kind of be Wells' backup next season, sort of help him out. I do think that's probably a good way to go. Like a guy like a Travis d'Arnaud, like somebody kind of like that. You know, just a name to throw out. But I think for the Yankees, obviously the bullpen is going to be a critical part of the equation. That's easier said than done. I think really what it's going to come down to, though, is like you said, you need Stanton and you need Judge to be hitting. I really think Cody Bellinger is the key if he's hitting in the playoffs. I really do think that because he's kind of in the heart of the order, right? He's usually hitting right after Judge. Nice lefty bat, hustles, plays good defense, obviously on the other side of the ball. But I think it's going to come down to big 2-out hits and if they can play clean baseball. If they can do those two things. Who in the American League really scares you? I mean, Detroit. Okay, Detroit's got Tarek Skubal, and you know they pretty much collapsed. So this you know later part of the season, Houston. Do they really scare me? Maybe just because it's the logo and it's not even Minute Maid anymore. It's a stupid name now. But you know, do they scare me a little bit? I guess Toronto. Like, there's nobody out there that I'm like, oh my god, I really don't want to see them. The only one.
And you know what? Brian Wu went down for the Mariners. Like So I don't know how long he's out. I haven't seen an update on him, but I know he exited the game early the other night. So which he never does. We got a comment here from Aaron Rich who says, "Resign Belly, extend Jazz." I think that Belly's going to be their number one target this winter. Like just bringing him back is going to be their main thing. As far as a Jazz extension, I'm sure that the Yankees would consider it, but his agent is probably saying go to free agency, especially if you're 30-30 this year. He's got a chance to be 40-40 next year, right? Imagine hitting, the free agency after a 40-40 season. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. So we'll see how it shakes out. But I really like Jazz, and I hope they bring him back. TK, any final thoughts here as we wrap this up?
I guess the final thought about that is, did you see Jazz's comments? He said he wanted to stay. He's already said that. So I know he wants to be a Yankee. It's just whether or not.
But so did Soto. Everybody says they want to stay.
Like Soto, but do you really pay second baseman? You know?
I mean, if they go 40-40, you do. That'll be my final thought.
Yeah, right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button and subscribe. Check out NYYDesigns.shop for some great merch. Support our sponsors. It helps keep the show going. And you can find us on all major audio platforms, so be sure to subscribe there too. But most importantly, come back again soon. We'll see you next time.